Are we streaming? Are we ready here? Well, that was a weird echo. I think so. It says that you can hear me, which is good. Yes, okay. Hopefully this is working. Yes, okay. So, I don't want to do that. Okay. Okay. Yep, right here. Alright, welcome to Mags Tries Minecraft, where I'm attempting to get all of the achievements in Minecraft. Well, in the 21 release of it. But I'm doing it slowly because I move slow, I guess. I'm highly distractible, I suppose. Today, what I decided is I'm going to try to make a tunnel from the, come on, buddy. Well, that's highly concerning. I had to update a lot of stuff, so, oh. I was like, why is it so quiet? I don't have headphones on, that's why. Come on, wires. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay, I do hear stuff now. Perfect. That's so weird, It's not just me, right? That sky looks... It must be raining in certain biomes or something. That's the best I got. Alright, well... Ooh. You know, one of the things you're supposed to try to eat is a spider eye, so we can see how that goes. This week has just been like a lot and a little at the same time. I really need to get this figured out. My mom went to visit my sister, and you know, it was, I didn't go. I needed to get some stuff figured out with my classroom. So, well, not classroom. I'm not allowed in the classrooms yet, I guess. Let me in. Come on, in the door. Man, this is like super glitched out. I don't... Oh, yeah, no, there was that random spider I killed, I guess. I just... Man. We'll see how this goes. I guess OBS did a update, and that really messed with some things. Okay, let me see. Okay, we're going to type into the chat our coordinates right now. Pretty sure 87's the height, so 4, 6, 8 and 1, 6, 5. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, actually, no. We'll just do this other diagonal corner, right? Okay, so -474 by 172. Okay, so these are the two targeting coordinates that we need. Alright, so first, I want to try to make this better looking. Like, I like the idea of the glass, but like the idea of this glass was really nice. Even if it was like a glass floor, maybe it would work better. But like, when we go down to here, it's just like very not as nice. It looks messy, you know? That's what it is. It looks super messy. I don't want it to look messy. That's not what I want. I thought, oh, I want to just leave this open, but like see what's going on. But then at the same time, oh, never mind. It looks terrible. So, thinking out some options. I might try to do like a mineshaft type look where, based off of the different trees, I can, no, I want to do the spider eye later. Come on. Come on, move. Man, sorry, it's just slow today. Oh, you know what? Let me, I've noticed the internet being slow lately, so that just, you know, I was thinking, oh, you know, the afternoon on a Saturday would be perfect because, my dad's not home. Makes it a little bit easier to, yeah, that's gonna have to be figured out. Okay. Oh, that's a cool little other. I need to go explore that too. See, it is raining. I knew it. Oh, at one point had a boat. Ooh. Well, this is kind of nice. I much prefer this sound over the sound of, did I hear a drowned? I did hear a drowned. I don't like the drowned sound, but I much prefer the sound of rain underwater. Oh. Oh no, I'm poisoned. But I have to eat all of the different food types. I'm cursed to that. The rain just sounds so much better under the water, you know? Options, music, weather. Should have turned that down forever ago. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. I didn't think there'd be drowned here. That's fine, I guess, but it's annoying. Okay. Well, craft the table. Let's see, what do we need? So, anyway, so my mom went to go see my sister, which is fine. Like, I thought about going, but honestly, there was a lot of stuff I needed to get done in my room, and also exploring is not exploring, but I much prefer not dealing with people. You know, but to be fair, it has been a while, so like, come on. Aha. Oh. Oh. What's the right button here? I'm just, I'm totally, blanking on how to get out of this boat right now. This is ridiculous. I really thought I knew which one it was, and now I'm just sitting here like an idiot going, how to get out of a boat? No. I hit that button 3 times. It didn't do anything, so... My goodness. Okay. Might not be the best idea to be doing this lovely journey. Oh, okay, so it's a big old ominous opening that doesn't really go anywhere. Well, I don't know. I kind of like it, so we're just gonna make this our space here. Okay, so what we're... Okay. I do want one right there. It's nighttime, so that's just fabulous. I'm sure there won't be monsters at the top of those cliffs. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm at negative 328. I'm positive 58. So I need to go higher negative, higher positive. Both of them need to go up. Oh, good news. That one goes higher. That one goes higher. Okay. Great. Forgot my stuff. Okay. Mom went to see my sister. I stayed home. I felt that it was better if I just was like, I'll stay here. And get my room put together, which honestly, like, is basically done. I got the computer organized in a way that kind of works for me. Actually want to start over here. So, you know, that's exciting. Side note, I thought Saturday afternoons would be perfect because, you know, well, you don't know, but my dad isn't home Saturday afternoons, and he has a tendency to want to have the TV on all the time. He's not even inside watching it half the time, but it's on and it's loud, and I just, you know, having that on in the background is probably not the best, considering I already struggle with getting everything put together the way it needs to be, you know. Should I go in a straight line, or should I try to curve it a little bit? We'll curve a little bit. See, look at that. The fates have said we need to curve a little bit right there. But also turns out Saturday most people are home and most people are on the internet, which shouldn't affect... My mom's the only one home right now who would also be on the internet, and so, like, it shouldn't affect her. Like, she shouldn't be on it affecting my stuff. She might be. But it shouldn't make it this bad. At least my understanding of life, it shouldn't make it this bad. This is annoying. Anyway, so, but I think sometimes the amount of just people in the area who are using the internet can kind of, affect how well the internet performs in that area, you know what I mean? So, there's probably everybody else at home right now using up all that sweet, sweet internet in the area. I don't know. The previous internet was worse than this, though. Basically, per month you were kind of limited, and it was like cell phone internet based, so that really caused a lot of issues. Boom. Oh yeah, I got deeper, so I needed to switch to a iron pickaxe. That's right. So, anyway, my room's put together. My computer's actually finally mostly set up in the setup I want. You know, I'm just thinking about one thing that I didn't do, and I'm thinking, man, maybe I should try to add this to the setup, so it's a thought. I'm not, come on, let me go down. Doesn't help me with the internet, though. Yep. Stuck on the ums and ha's. I don't know, like, this week was just mentally exhausting, I guess. Like, I didn't do much of anything, but I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but for me, sorting is the worst. Like, it's one thing to clean up a room, and that's fine, but it's like to make the decisions of, oh yes, let's keep the whatever thing and where to put it and organizing and putting it. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. I can't. I hate it. Going through the mail is terrible. It's the worst thing in the world. It just is so maddening. Yes. Oh, you see how smooth that was? Oh, yes. Yes. Ah, I wasn't as smooth on that one. Dang it. Anyway. So, I've just been doing that all week, and I'm exhausted, just because of that. Side note. I definitely had the thought of today of, you know how sometimes they'll have, for commercials and stuff, they'll have some weird gimmick. Ooh, that's weird. Where, you know, I remember, like, it was some jelly or jam type company. I think it was Smuckers or something, where it was like the dad's all like, oh, well, what do you want for lunch? Ooh, I want a sandwich with the jelly or whatever. I don't remember exactly, but it was a whole thing where technically the honey, the wife, was Mother Nature, right? So it was like, oh, the point of the commercial is, see, this is how natural this is it's Mother Nature approved. Oh, hey, it's actually kind of a straight line. That's encouraging. I was a little worried that I was going not in a straight line. But what I want is, like, infomercials like that, like, where they all team up in a comic book movie or something like that, where it's like Mother Nature and the stay-at-home dad. You know, and like the Gecko one and all of that, just do like a big old superhero team up or something. Like, Yeah, I think that would be hilarious. Anyway, you have like the caveman there. Um, just, you know, one of those things where it's like, oh man, that'd be pretty funny. Um, if it's done correctly anyway. Oh man. My head's already starting to hurt. This is ridiculous. And while my computer does look like it's up to date on stuff, my laptop is like, guess what? It's time for your updates. I don't know. Next week I actually start work though, so I'm not really gonna have much of a choice when I do this. The other option is like Wednesday afternoon, which that was a highly disturbing sound. I don't know how to feel about that sound. I want to find the origin point of that sound. At the same time I don't, but I want to know what's causing it. There's definitely a skeleton somewhere above me. I can hear that. Yeah. Skeleton. Trying to be sly. Let me put my both headphones on. I think it's coming from up there. It's hard to tell for sure. I don't like wearing both the headphones on. It's bothersome. It annoys me. Well, now it sounds like it's over here. So, like 3 days ago, I was like, oh, you know, I should rewatch the Life series, you know. At least, like, the first one, I was watching Third Life. And then, like, yesterday they dropped the newest. I found it. Oh, nope. I found the tunnel, though. It's right here, with a creeper there. So, I feel accomplished. I found something. I don't know if it's worth it, though, but now I know that there's something there if I choose to explore it. Anyway, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the Life series, rewatch the Life series, and it was like, I went on YouTube this morning and I saw that, like, literally, yeah, they had dropped the past Life series or something like that. I haven't watched it yet. I need to get to 100. Am I even going the right direction? Yeah, I am. Okay. It's just like, man. Whoop. This is taking forever. Well, I'm going the right direction anyway. Don't need that arrow. Anyway, so that's exciting. I'm debating on if I want to finish watching the original Third Life series again, and then go in and watch the new one, or if I should just start the new one now, you know, and just watch those as they come out. Now, like, I know some people, they prefer to watch it, like, with the different POVs, right? But, like, you know, you watch Grian's POV and then you watch B-Dub's POV and whatever. I prefer to watch everybody's POV from set one, and then, like, I have a playlist where I group them all together based off of partnerships. So, like, oh, sorry, I scratched the microphone again. But if you're playing, like, if certain teams are aligned, then I'll usually put their videos together in a certain area. And if I'm going in blind and I don't know, then I start with B-Dubs, because that one's my favorite. And then, based off of who B-Dubs is aligned with, I'll go, oh, okay, light that up. Oh, I'm actually kind of up high. I don't know. Feels like it's opening me up to weakness. Anyway, so B-Dubs is my favorite point of view. He's usually just so good at being really animated and everything, right? Especially like on the original Third Life, like, the Cressel, let's get to the crenellations. Like, oh, it's so enjoyable. Okay. Oh, hey there. Yeah, I have armor on. We're gonna be brave. Oh. So, there was a creeper in this hallway earlier, though, so, that's a little concerning. Oh, no, I'll leave it open. Oh, dang it. I keep accidentally misclicking on that button, you know. Oh, these caves are so scary. Oh, there's a creeper. There's our creeper from earlier. Oh, we're just gonna put that right there. And, yep. That'll stop him. Unless, like, an Enderman decides he needs to move it for whatever reason, that would suck. Especially since, I'm sure he can just come at me from this section right here. Does it go up? Oh, it does. Oh. Oh, I got him. He's dead. He died. Oh my gosh. It's hard to talk when I'm in the middle of these stressful ones. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Okay, we're gonna put, oof. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna put, like, this across. Yeah. There we go. That's better. Okay. It's just more encouraging that way. That way, minimum, I hopefully won't get attacked from behind like I just was. Especially knowing that there's a creeper right there. I mean, like, jeez. Anyway, so usually it starts with, okay, let's watch the B-Dubs POV, right? And then depending on, like, who he teams with, that's usually the second choice. And then, after that, it'll just go based off of, like, whoever seemed the most interesting or who he seemed to have the most ties to, you know? Or, you know, that video. So, like, in an example, if B-Dubs is with Cleo, but then, like, Etho tends to be in a lot of the videos, and I'll go to Etho next because his correlates a lot with it, and then I'd look at, oh, who's Etho teamed up with, you know, and then watch that video and then go on to the next one. Ah, yes, I made it. Did you see that death-defying jump that I made? Oh, it was glorious. I just need to get that ledge lit up, because otherwise he's just gonna... Oh. That must be that, skeleton from earlier. Oh, well. Great knowing y'all. I'm out of torches. I'm just gonna run away. I'd love to keep lighting this up, but, light it up, light it up. Anyway, so, we'll see, I'm excited. Okay. Okay. Minimum, nobody's getting in. Let's see. We need to make some sticks. Not buttons, just sticks. Perfect. And then we need to make some... Oh, man. Anyway, so I'm excited. I think I will... I don't know. I'm gonna finish... I'm currently on, like... I'm halfway through episode 2 of the original Third Life series, which I've seen that one before, but I think after I just gonna be direct here. Okay. We're gonna boop. Look at how dark and scary over there looks. Jeez. Anyway, so I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm gonna finish my set of episodes, two episode 2s that I've been watching from the original series, and then I'll go ahead and watch the first season of this one. Oh, I didn't need that one because that one's the wall. Oh, ha. The Last Life ahas. Oh my gosh, that's a great bit. Oh man. Love it. Okay. For now, I'm just going to boop, 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 boop. Maybe in the future integrate it in somehow, but right now I just don't feel like it. And these ones get an extra boost because I don't want them jumping over my barrier by accident. Okay. Oh. Anyway. I want you right there. That should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Made it. Well, that was fun. Exciting. Found a random tunnel. We will commit to exploring it later. Not now. Boop, boop. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking that'd be fun, exciting. In other news, I got the email from work saying when I actually get to start work and start setting up my classroom, which is exciting. There's some things where it's like, you know, there's the way your old school did things, and you try not to just go, oh yeah, well they're just gonna do this because it's a new place. You know, it can be totally different. I've had some rough ones where, like my very first year, there was an overarching attitude of, you guys suck and we're here to fix you, basically, right? Which is like, you know, love that. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. Like, love going in with that attitude, you know, makes me feel great. Oops. Throwing all my torches. But, you know, it was my first year, and it was I don't know if letter grades are distinct to my state or not, but, and I know I've kind of gone into this before, but nobody watches this, so what does it matter? I'll just repeat it again. But basically, each school gets a letter grade based off of how that school performs. Usually there's a state test that you have to take, and that's a big factor into it, and depending on how your school does on that state test, usually is a large determiner of how your school ranks on the state testing. Now there's other factors. I think stuff like attendance is a factor, and getting the compliance on certain paperwork stuff done. There's a few things. I looked into it once, but really the main one is purely the state testing, you know. But like I said, attendance is another one, and there's a few littler things, but everyone focuses on state testing. Anyway, so the school I was at the time, it was, I think it was either a D-ranked or an F-ranked school, which, where I am, if you are at a school that is ranked as a F-rank school, or if you've had the D ranking 3 or 4, however many years in a row, that's basically an F, the state comes in and they go and look at all the stuff you're doing at the school and try to make changes in order to help, quote unquote help, bring the letter grade up, right? And it's supposed to help, like, low performing schools become more even on even playing fields and whatever, which, you know, in some cases, yes, that can be helpful to get that extra support, but generally, more likely, it's less support you're getting and more, well, you messed up and you suck, so you're fired, and then they bring in somebody else, you know? So, now, the advantage that the principal had at that school was he was new, so it was his first year too, but like the state had already, I think it was already like the third or fourth year that school had, or it was really close on the cusp to getting the state in. So we'd have all these trainings and stuff, and there was one training. It was curriculum mapping and how to break down standards, which was honestly a helpful training. And honestly, like, if I could remember what the technical training name was, I would totally ask the current principal at whatever school I'm at, hey, can we get a training on this resource, you know. But why do I have all of my potatoes here? Well, I don't need this either. I'll probably pick that up again in a couple seconds. Oh, yeah, I picked it up again. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, so like I could do with a refresher. It's been years since I had it, but it was really nice because it showed you how to break down the state standards, you know, because most of the time the state standards are really wordy, and a lot of students will comprehend how to do X, Y, and Z in a flopiest manner or whatever, you know, and you're like, what the heck does this even mean, right? But I had it breaking it down where it's like, okay, so one, what is the goal? What did underline? What is the main goal this is saying? And then how is it saying we should get this goal? So some of them may be like, for math, adding 2-digit numbers up to 20, right? But they might have there's a more complicated one, which would be like adding 2-digit numbers with regrouping, right? So you'd have to teach them the strategies to regroup there, right? So, you know, it was just nice to break it down to the bare basics and figure it out. And one of the main things that they said at that training is the textbook shouldn't determine what you teach. The teacher determines what you teach and how you teach it, and you do it based off of the order of the standards. So basically the idea is take your standards, put them in order of what would make the most sense to teach them in, and then teach in that order. If the textbook is not in that order, then just reorganize the textbook and teach out of the order that makes the most sense to teach it in. So for instance, you don't want to teach multiplication if the kids don't know, well, going rogue, if the kids don't know how to add yet, you know, it builds. So looking at a lot of the math, I'm going to be looking at first grade math standards because I remember those better, and they kind of track a little bit easier where, okay, one of the standards has to do with shapes and how, okay, I need a chest. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I keep doing this. Okay. And then we're gonna make a... Oh, hey, you can go right there. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna carve this out a little bit. Perfect. Oh. Okay. And let's load it up. Anyway, so one of the standards has to do with like being able to tell the shapes of there's some geometry ones, right? So the geometry ones include being able to tell 2D shapes, 3D, maybe 3D shapes. So like a cube versus a keeping this one. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Got some more coal. Okay. While I'm here, oh my gosh, I'm almost out of wood. Oh. Oh, I have quite a few sticks here though. Okay. I was like, I need to make more sticks, but without. Anyway, so then so you have your basic identify 2D and 3D shapes where you have to be able to tell, oh, a triangle has 3 sides, right? Which that one's a basic one, but then you have like octagon that's 8 versus a hexagon that's 6, and a lot of time those two get confused because we're rushing to get the right answer instead of counting the actual sides. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. And then another one is being able to count up to 100. And counting up to 20. Counting forward and backwards. Adding one-digit numbers, and there's a few different prerogatives on adding, and these aren't like the official way the standards are listed or anything. These are just like the basic summary of stuff that kids learn in first grade, right? And there's a bunch of different adding ones, and then subtracting, and then there's adding two-digit numbers and subtracting two-digit numbers, and I think even like adding with regrouping, so that would be like 50 minus 7. You can't take away 7 from 0, so you have to take 1 away from the 5 and turn that into a 4, and then you have 10 minus 7s. Oh, you can't do that, you know? Which is kind of a harder concept for smaller kids to get the way I'm explaining it right now. If I had, like, physical stuff to explain it, then maybe it would work out, but I'm off the clock right now. No, anyway, so start of the year, you're supposed to go through, look at all the standards, and then put them in the order that makes sense. Oh, and word problems. Learning word problems is another one that's in there, right? But like, and fractions. Fractions is also basic fractions, like 1/2 to 1/4 or something, but fractions are in there. And then there's one that's like, if you were to take a 3D shape and cut it, slice it, what would the 2D shape be on the face of it, right? And it's kind of confusing if, and I'm not going to explain it better right now, but I guess if you take an ice cream cone and cut off the bottom section, when you look at it straight on, it would look like a circle. Like, that's the best I can describe it as. But, you know, you go through and you put some stuff in order, right? So it's like, okay, well, obviously, you want to go over counting before subtraction, right? You want to go over, like, that just makes more sense. Counting needs to go first before addition or subtraction. Generally speaking, most people prefer to do addition before subtraction. If there's a reason it makes more sense to start the other way around, I don't see why it would be a problem, but usually you start with addition and then go to the subtraction. Now, with upper grades, you could throw the word problems in a little bit earlier, but you can't just start with how to do addition and subtraction word problems at the start of the year, because, like, they can't read yet. They're first graders. So first grade is the grade they learn how to read. Maybe a little bit in kindergarten, but they're not going to have the nuances of all of these words figured out or anything. It doesn't make sense. My mom's in the hall or something, so hopefully she doesn't need me right now, because I'm in the middle of stuff. I'm sure she's mad because I used my brother's room as a staging area. He doesn't live at home, so, like, it's not like I took over his room and he has nowhere to. He's not here. Well, he doesn't live here, so I just, temporarily used his room to, like, put boxes and stuff when I was done with them. So that's not clean yet. So I need to do that, but I feel like she's maybe going to be mad at me. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully she's just quiet and minds her business. That'd be great. Anyway, so you put these standards in an order that makes sense. Now, there's some that don't make as much sense, like geometry, but it doesn't matter as much where you put the geometry. I mean, maybe you want to do counting before you go over the difference between the amount of sides or something, right? Like, because you need to pay attention to how many sides everything has. But, like, made it to 100. I still need to make it to 400. Okay, it's 100 what? 6. 406 also. Okay, 6-7, 6-7. That zone. Alright. Alright. Right. Like, so, you know, you do your curriculum mapping, you look at all the standards, you kind of, okay, yeah, let's put it in this order, this makes the most sense. First grade, you would probably be more likely to put word problems towards the end, maybe introduce them a little bit, but, like, not fully commit until, you know, most of your class can read, which is at least, like, you have to give them at least till January, I would think. But, anyway. And I definitely remember, like, the, lady, she said, no, you, it's up to you. Don't just follow the textbook. Like, move the textbook around in an order that makes sense. And, we had this instructional coach. She was here on a teaching visa or something along those lines is the best way to put it. Like, but she started to say something, yeah, and remember, you have to follow what the textbook says, and, like, the instructor person was like, no, you never do it this way. No, it wasn't even about that. It was something else about, and that's the problem, is, like, I remember that the instructor told us specifically not to do something a certain way, but then later we were doing this curriculum mapping, and she was like, started to morph into doing it the way that she was specifically told not to do, so now I'm confused on what was technically the correct thing, because somebody knows better than the experts. Anyway, so this what's that sound connect to? What's that even supposed to be? Okay, anyway. Give me a moment. No, those aren't important. Okay, sorry, I had to check some life stuff. Anyway, so, you know, I kind of got some wires crossed on that, and our textbooks that we got that were brand new, they told us that they said the very first lesson was word problems. And I was teaching first grade at the time, and it was like, word problems? Are you kidding me? And I tried to tell the teacher, it's like, oh, not teacher, the instructional coach, hey, like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, you know, try it, and then, like, maybe do the next chapter, and then reteach this one. And it's like, they're not going to know how to read any better at that point in time. So we spent a month on word problems, which, to be fair, you should spend a lot of time on word problems, and it's nice to cover them a little each day, but, like, we are just spending so much time on something that the kids are not getting because they don't have the foundations necessary to understand it yet. Anyway, so I got in a yelling match with the instructional coach trying to tell her, like, no, you don't get it. Like, granted, I was teaching third grade the year before, but, like, you're not getting it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, so I left that school. Side note, it was a trash fire. Like, it was so bad. The principal, I was there for a couple of years, and the principal was there for the same amount of time, and the instructional coach was just as new as the principal, right? But we had like a rollover where, like, 1/3 of the staff was quitting every year, and the first year I was there, basically the principal and the instructional coach bullied everybody out who didn't do things quote unquote their way, you know, which sure, you might disagree with how a teacher does things, but that is not how you deal with the situation. The correct way to deal with it is to try to get some extra support or training in so that teachers can be better instead of just bullying people out of a job. Supposedly that's how this is supposed to work. And the instructional coach was maybe having an affair with the principal, so that was even better. And English wasn't her first language, so, you could talk to her and carry a conversation, but there would be a lot of grammatical errors and stuff that she had written, because, English wasn't her first language or anything, but, like, anyway, it was... The principal would go, yeah, we typed this up, and it was full of grammatical errors that clearly showed that, no, you did not. You told your instructional coach to type this up, which wasn't even her job. So, yeah, it was definitely, so, hoping that, cross my fingers, hoping that situation doesn't happen again. It'd be nice to have an instructional coach, don't get me wrong. Their job is basically supposed to be to help you become a better teacher, to go, oh, are you struggling with with classroom management? Well, here's some strategies and resources that we can use. Maybe they might cover your class while you go and observe another teacher's class, to get a better idea of certain strategies that they may or may not want you to teach. The idea of one is a good one, but the one I had was definitely doing way above her actual job. And, like, every week we'd have to have we'd have to send in our lesson plans, which had to be super duper specific, I couldn't just say, look at the book, because honestly that's what it was. We had a book that we could have clearly copied, and it was just a lot of, oh no, you have to come up and write the whole thing. So I was like, okay, what do I just copy and paste what the teacher's textbook tells me to do? Like, I understand having a lesson plan in place, but as hyper specific as we are, I did not understand. And then, like, we turned it in Friday or Saturday, because it was due Friday or Saturday, and then Monday we get edits back. She wanted us to edit that lesson plan and then turn it in again, which, okay, but, like, we already did Monday's lesson. Like, okay, it doesn't make sense. A lot of passive aggressiveness going on. Like, if you think we're struggling with our lesson plans, then why don't you offer to help us figure out how to do it correctly, but my knees are killing me right now. So, anyway, we don't have proof. I mean, I don't have proof that the instructional coach was having an affair, but holy heck. That was not anticipated. Well, hopefully if I can get some villagers here, then perfect time to start a rainstorm or something, Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm so close, guys. Well, closer than what I was. What in the... What's that GPU one mean? Because it was at 100% and it was red at one point, so it was like, is that good or bad? Let me, it's one about clouds, right? Let's just turn the clouds off. Perfect. Maybe that's what was messing with it earlier, is I just my fast clouds were too much for it to handle. Or it was raining and it was too much for it to handle. Man, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so it was like, I wasn't there, but a coworker of mine witnessed it. First of all, at that particular school, different schools could have different policies, but at that particular school, you had, well, all schools, you have to report your any relationships you have with people, right? And like, if I'm teaching first grade and my sister's teaching third grade, that shouldn't be a problem. Like, yeah, we're related, but we don't really mess with each other. We just need to report that, yeah, we're related, but like, that's not going to affect our job. But if like, my sister's the principal, and well, then like, maybe I could get some extra perks out of the deal. And that's one of those things where like, they need to make sure that they are covering their butts before they get sued for whatever reasons, you know. You sign a contract saying that you'll promise to report and or not do or say anything that'll get them in trouble, yada yada yada. Now at this particular school, it very much sounded like no dating your coworkers, especially not like the principal or whatever. So you're like, okay, like no dating. Got it. Which there was not a temptation for me. I was not at all. In fact, I was actively trying to avoid somebody who was trying to. There's a whole nother thing. But then one of my coworkers was like, I saw the principal and the instructional coach in the parking lot, and I mean, I wouldn't be doing that stuff to somebody unless I was dating them, type thing, you know. So and the thing was like, they were both married too, so like that was even worse. Now like, she was married, but it was like a long distance marriage because he was still back in their home country, and then but him, like, I don't know where his wife was. They might have been separated at that point in time, but it was I definitely remember like one of my coworkers talking about it, and it was like, that's not right? Like, who would I report this to, you know? And like, that's the thing, is nobody knew. It was a small enough district in the middle of nowhere that I don't know if we had an HR or not. We might have, and I just was never given a proper introduction to who HR could have possibly been, you know. But we might not have, like, honestly. Right now, at a different school that I taught at, it was also pretty small, so there wasn't an HR at that school either. But that school, and I did ask on that one, but that school, it was instead of HR, they had like 3 different people who had different jobs, who split the job of HR into 3 different things. So one was in charge of the financial side of HR, and one was inside of more of like the paperwork type stuff, like tracking days off and stuff, and then the third one was in charge of other stuff like that, like conflicts, I assume. But like, I worked at that other school, like this, but like, I didn't find that out about the school until 3 days before I was leaving. So like, even that, like, oh yeah, HR kind of exists, like, I didn't know that was the process, you know. And maybe I was told, but I like overwhelmed by a whole bunch of new stuff. I didn't pay enough attention. I didn't know I needed to pay attention. And then there's other stuff where like, Most schools have a union rep for the different. There's a few different teachers unions, but like not all schools. And usually the union rep is like literally another teacher who's hired at that school. So it's like maybe one of the teachers at that school is part of a union that's there, and they're the representative who's there to help people. But like I don't know. Maybe not. It's something I'm unsure about, you know. But anyway, so there's definitely some things where like, oh, I hear a bat. Must be close to some type of cave, right? I'm so close. Anyway, so just with the new jobs, sometimes it's like, oh, dang it, am I going to get more of the same crud that I'd been getting at my last school? Or, like, are they actually going to, oh, I'm out. Well, let's go back and build something. Yeah, it's too glitchy. There's some things where like you can use like a item frame or whatever, right? And it should make it so that so that something looks prettier or whatever, but it's like okay, this sounded like it's supposed to be a cave noise, but for half a second at the end there it sounded like an airplane going overhead, which was interesting. Just saying. Anyway, with a lot of the there we go. Cool. Anyway, so just with a new job, it's like, let's cut you back a little bit here. Anyway, so I can't do a lot of that extra beautification stuff or things because I'm afraid it will slow down the game too much. I mean, I'm even afraid to do some redstone automation stuff because that also can cause a lot of lag, so we'll have to see how this holds up. It could be a struggle, honestly. Ooh. Oh, I can't mine those. It's fine. Anyway, so I'm hoping that that freaky type situation doesn't happen again at my new school. I'm hoping that you know, we can hold ourselves as professionals. Now that, granted, this school has like actual other elementary schools in the district. Most of the districts I've been in have been so small that it's more of instead of being like elementary school district, it'll be oh, okay, we're a district, but here's the elementary school, then here's the high school, you know, and that's the whole district. So and sometimes there are schools that include all of those and also have more elementary schools, but most ones I've been in have just had like the one, so it's a little bit like, okay. Hopefully the fact that there's more than just that one means there's a little bit more oversight and stuff to help make sure that weird stuff doesn't happen. Anyhow, so You're hungry? Let's eat food. Food. Okay. I want to connect this up. And I did want to beautify this staircase, but at this point I might just surrender on that project for now. It's still gonna happen, but I'm thinking I'm going to, once I connect up, I'll go and start digging down again. I don't remember how far we got last time, but okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, we're so close. Okay. Okay. 60 what? 5. Okay. Wow. I think we'll do a couple more like this, and then we'll have to, dude, I didn't even think about it, but I definitely mined that copper with the stone pick, so it's definitely a possible thing. Okay, we need to get at least 3 diamonds, and then we need to get 4 obsidian. And then we need to make 1 book, and we can make an enchanting table, right? With that enchanting table thing. With the enchanting table, then I can enchant my pick with something to mending, or okay, I want mending, or I want what's it called? Silk touch. Those are 2 major ones. I have a list of them though that I need, but mending and silk touch would be nice. I think there's also dang it, I really thought I did. Okay. I thought I had a set of all of the armor stuff like listed out for like the most favorable like enchantments. I'll have to look at my stuff closer, I guess, to make sure I get the right enchantments before that time. But once we get some more enchantments and stuff, it'll help make some stuff easier. Once I get the basic enchantment for the diamond pickaxe, then we can transition to the nether and try to get some beds going on for some what's it called? The blowing up the bed mining. You know, I might switch back and forth between, you know, blowing up beds and diamond mining at the same time. I just okay, let's see. Okay, So we're gonna go straight on from here. Do 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 do. Gosh, So most of the time my parents were watching older TV shows, which is fine. Like, most of them are fine. And so, like, one of them is MASH, which, yeah, MASH is pretty good. The movie is something completely different. It's rated R, so, like, you know, at your own risk type thing, you know. Has a lot more extremely crude humor and stuff like that, but I have not watched that one. But, like, the TV show MASH, like, yeah, the first few seasons are a little bit rough, but, like, honestly, it really grows, you know. And, like, the main character, Hawkeye, he's not, like, Mr. Perfect. Like, he's definitely drinks all of the time and is a womanizer, you know, which aren't always the best features, but, like, he's not the only one, you know. It's definitely, like, there's Margaret, who is the main woman, who's, you know, you can kind of see a lot of I really vibe with Margaret on a lot of things, you know, where it's like, no, I deserve to be treated with the same respect as a man, and so, like, with her, she's a major, right, and it's because she's the head nurse, because MASH stands for Mobile Army whatever hospital, surgical hospital, that's it. So because she's the head nurse, she's the major. I don't know how regular army stuff works with that, but and so, like, you know, the first few seasons kind of spend a lot of time making her and Major Burns, like, the butt of the joke a lot of the time, you know, because they're the stout, uptight traditionalists, you know. But, you know, later seasons you kind of see it open up, and it's like, no, she's just a person who's trying her best. And there's a few points where she's like, what the heck, man, why do I'm really tempted to just jump and try to make it. It's right over there. Oh my goodness, guys. Guys, this is crazy. Don't love that that's not lit up, so that'll be great. I'm sure nothing terrible can possibly happen. Anyway, so, like, you know, there's a few episodes where it's like, she gets into an argument with somebody because, like, they're just, I'm definitely gonna run into the stairs, though. Okay, we're gonna, like, block this off really fast, actually. What level was this? 61. Okay. We're gonna go down. Ow. I broke my leg. It's this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Just gonna anyway, so, like, she'll have a lot of stuff where it's like, you know, she'll say orders or whatever, and there's one where there's this one guy who's appears on and off in the series. I can't remember his name right now, but, like, he shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm deserting, I'm leaving, you know, and she's like, but you'll get in trouble, because she's, like, a military person through and through, and she's just like, okay, you know, he's just like, oh, well, you're not like the other majors, and blah, 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 and you can't possibly, you know, can't you just be a woman for once or whatever, right? And she's just like, dude, I'm a major. Like, I don't just get a pink one because I'm a girl, you know? Like, I still have as much power, or I should, as anybody else in this army, you know? They have a fight, and, you know, something about how, like, you know, she needs to be more of a woman, you know, which honestly, there's some things where it's like, no, she's definitely very, very much a woman, but sometimes, you know, the army part also has a say in things, you know. Anyway, and so she goes and she gets all dolled up, and meets him, and it's like, oh, you know, I'm here, and she's like, oh, how's it been? How's it great? And he's like, oh man, this is fabulous, you know, and hey, next time, why don't we have whatever other food, or, you know, something about next time, and she's just like, wait, so I put in all of this effort to be better, to be more like you want, and there's no appreciation, there's no just like, oh, I appreciate that you put in the work to make me feel better. There's no acknowledgement on your side that you should do better. It's all, you just want more, you know, and like, definitely that's how it feels a lot of the time nowadays, for sure. But there's a lot of like, oh, well, oh man, you should make sure that you're the one who cleans the house. Oh, well, you need to be the one in charge of, oh, well, don't you need to look so much prettier, and you know, and like, you know, some cultures have brought down some of that barriers, but it's still a very prominent thing that I noticed. Come on, I have to be close by now. Am I even going the right direction? Yeah, I'm going the right way. I'll hit it eventually. Okay, we're fine. Anyway, it's just one of those where, like, nope, I understand. And, you know, she puts it at the end, like, you know, I am a woman, and I'm also an army person, and I'm also just me who wants to live and do and see things the way I want to do. I'm not just a doll to be a prop in your life. Like, I have dreams and hopes and cares that I hope for as well, you know. And anyway, really would connect with her on a lot of stuff, and there's definitely some stuff where I'm like, yeah, okay, relax every once in a while, but, you know, at the same time, she doesn't get that luxury, you know? Like, a lot of women don't get that luxury. It's somebody has to be the responsible one who tells little Jimmy to eat the vegetables, you know? Somebody has to be the responsible one to make sure the laundry gets done, to make sure the trash gets taken out, and you don't always want to have to do all that on your own, so you try to get everyone else to help, but then in the end you end up being the nag who's no fun, who makes us all work and do stuff we don't want to do, and that's the thing, is like, yeah, relax and let your hair down every once in a while, but at the same time, we don't always have that option, you know? I mean, as a teacher, I'm not allowed to just sit there and do whatever one day because I feel like it. Like, no, it's, yes. Made it. Well, this is exciting. I love it. I have my secret entrance over by that weird, mysterious zone. Oh, I'm out of water. Oh, never mind. I have another water. That's good. Okay, well, we're gonna go up. It'd kind of be nice if I had some lanterns to hang. I think aesthetically that would look very nice, but I don't. Okay, I don't remember where exactly I left all my iron the other day, because I really was under the impression, like, I think it's actually by the farm, but I don't know for sure. And there's also, like, an Enderman who likes to hang out up here, too, sometimes, so, you know, that's also really great. Nope. Okay. Actually, you know what, let's, put in some more cobblestone. And dirt. Okay, let's chop down some trees. Oh. I know I said I would leave that tree up, but I don't know, maybe I just need to cut it down. Oh, hello, midnight. For a second I was like, why is there a heart right here? It's an apple. Dang it. I mean, I can break it with my hand. It's just more annoying. And that spot's terrifying. Boop, 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 boop. Anyway, so MASH is a fun one. I highly recommend it. Is it a perfect series? No series is perfect, but like, it's really got some good episodes in there. First season is pretty rough. That's nice. So usually I try to watch that when it's on. I'll be like, guess what? We're changing it to this channel. And that one's a TV show that's good, you know. But then, like, my dad always wants to watch The Rifleman, which is fine, but you know, some episodes are definitely carry the show more than other episodes, if that makes sense. And you know, one we used to watch a lot was Wanted Dead or Alive, which is like Steve McQueen. He's a bounty hunter, hunting down the wanted criminals of wherever they are, right? Dang it. Anyway, so he, that's the whole show premise, is he's a bounty hunter, and, okay, let's see. And, you know, and you know, clearly he's the good guy bounty hunter who, well, you know, if you're innocent, you should be able to have your day in court. Ah, dang it. Okay. So, you know, he's clearly the one you're cheering on most of the time. But, you know, that was usually a pretty good series to watch. Come on. Another one is, Have Gun Will Travel. That one's interesting. The premise is there's a gunslinger who has a home base in, I I assume California somewhere, but I could be wrong, and dresses all up like a dandy, is all, got the cufflinks and cool attire and all that stuff, and then I'll read something in the newspaper, or somebody will come from forever away or send a letter, whatever, and it'll be like, well, I'll help you, or maybe they could use some help, and if it's one where it's like a newspaper article or somebody offers, then like he'll just pull out his business card, but, well, you don't know, but usually every single time in an episode, and later episodes are slightly different, but at some point he'll pull out his business card, lay it down either for a potential client or in front of like whoever the evil villain is. It'll be "have gun, will travel" on this little business card, and has the intense music in the background, keep us all interested. And some people it's like, oh yeah, that means something, and some people are like, so yeah, why the heck should I care? Who are you anyway, And those ones usually aren't too bad. The thing is, like, I prefer the lighthearted ones, it's, oh yeah, like, this is not great situation, but like, at the end of the story, the good guys win, the bad guys lose, But then sometimes, like, there's these uncomfortably realistic ones where it's like, or dark, where it's like, oh, well, guy shows up and starts burning down everyone's ranch because they feel like it, and it's just, why though? Like, what benefit is that to anyone? Like I just, it's an uncomfortable thought, somebody just shows up one day and is like, yeah, I'm gonna burn down everything you hold dear, and just does it because they feel like it. Like, let's see, eat. Anyway, so it's one that I don't mind, but yeah, every once in a while there'll be like some painfully realistic Western where it's like, yes, there's the wood. Where it's like, I don't like this. I don't need depictions of Wild Wild West violence that goes beyond the gunslinger gunfight that randomly happens, So yeah, sometimes that's interesting. Okay, well, I think I got, there might be some more over here. Yep. That's the thing with these complicated ones, like with the less complicated ones, you just cut out the trunk and then like eventually it just degrades over time. You don't have to worry about leaving a random floating tree thing, but whew, man. Chopping trees is hard work. What time is it? Nope, already threw those away. Cool. Yeah, I should, but I'm not Yes. Okay. Carrots. Actually, I'm gonna leave these potatoes. Apple, because I need to make a gold one later. You're right there. Don't need you right now. Don't need you right now. Okay. Should I make a shield? I don't want to make a shield. Okay. Two, four. One more over there. Okay. Let's go. I need to make a staircase or something for this one too, because like this is ridiculous. Okay, let's see how deep we are. I still haven't found a spawner. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Maybe it's not crazy. Maybe I'm just crazy for thinking there should be a spawner somewhere, you know. I don't know, maybe it's fine, I just... Oh yeah, I was gonna put a door there. I'm gonna put this there for now. Don't want any extra friends sneaking in, you know what I mean? Okay, let's see. Nope. Ah, this is it. Okay, we want you. Maybe some of these. See if the other ones pop up, I guess. Okay. Okay, where am I? Oh, well. It's not too bad then. Alright. I'm hoping it'll go faster with these pickaxes instead of the, like the stone ones can cut through it, but... We'll see. Okay, let's see. I don't want to just spend the whole entire day making pickaxes, you know? Okay. We're gonna extend right here. Oh my gosh, I got a diamond. Oh. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. Do I keep digging the staircase down? Or do I just say, yes, I got the diamonds? This is so exciting. Okay. I want to put a sign. There was a sign earlier. Boom. Okay. Sign. empty buckets. Okay, what was this one? Okay, this is supposed to be gold level, but you know, this is cool. It works. All right. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's... It'd be nice if I could get to 50 something. More minutes. We'll mine for 10 more minutes. Let's see where we're at then. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I feel like I'm whispering this whole entire time, so I don't even know if you can hear anything that I'm saying, because, like, you know, I'm talking quieter than I normally would, but, I also don't need my mother hearing me talking straight down the hall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, no, I am using the right one. I was like, wait, am I using the stone one for a second? Oh. I definitely went too far back there. That was weird. Perfect. Alright, let's see, we're gonna also do a little put a little torch in here. Boom. Love it. Gorgeous. I didn't know what some good snack options are. Normally I have dinner at like 5:30, right? But I was starting scheduling things. It's going to be more convenient if I just have a snack and then go to a different obligation and then eat dinner at like 8:30. So I need some like options for that. You know, it needs to be like pre-prepared type stuff. Maybe could be on a microwave, but like I prefer to have like a real home cooked dinner when I get home, not just a pre-made thing for both lunch and dinner, you know, so whatever. Just thinking through some stuff. I have to drive kind of far for work, so just be more convenient for me. Well, here I am, digging through the rocks, digging, dig, 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 through all the rocks. Side note, side storyline, we go with Disney's live action Snow White, right? But the dwarfs actually use their magical power of finding diamonds in the walls or something to like bring down the whole entire castle that the queen is in. Side note, how is there a dungeon carved into the interior bottom section of the castle already. I mean, did the queen have that all carved out when she first came to rule, or did, like, the previous queen have some hinky things going on in her past? Because, like, there's definitely a skeleton down there, and it takes a while for things to degrade. Like, my understanding of the original Snow White thing was, like, no, that was her real mom, not just her stepmom. It was her real mom, you know? So, like, 2, 3, 4. It would make sense for her to have, like, a dungeon carved into underneath, you know, with the secret passage out, because she would have been in charge of its construction of that castle. But, like, this is a castle that her parents were in originally, so, like, why were these foundational plans already, included? Just a question, you know? Something to ponder. Something tells me her parents were not so innocent. 2, 3, 4. You know, anyone who questioned them and their intentions suddenly got mysteriously disappeared. Oh, there was a hunting accident, you know? I'm just saying. Be an interesting side plot. Okay. I don't know if I have enough, so... so close. Let's go and make more. Okay. That one. Okay, it's gonna be loud. Yeah, no, I think there was something highly suspicious going on in that kingdom before the evil queen came there. Just saying. I don't know, have you ever watched, like, Mirror Mirror? I feel like that one definitely had a great one for the adaptation, where it wasn't like, oh yeah, the dwarves are just living in the cave because that's what dwarves do. It was literally, oh no, they got kicked out because they were different, you know, like, and then, you know, afterwards they go back and get regular jobs or something. But, like, it's definitely more of a comedy. But, you know, messaging came off a lot better there. We need to get to... What is this? 3. Ooh. Mining is so boring. Hopefully this will pick up once I finish, like, the main mining setups, because honestly... No, I get it. It is boring. I'm so tired of it too. The hope is, like, once I finish mining, we can actually do the adventuring, you know, the best part. 1, 2. Also, in the future, don't judge me if I just start, going, oh, I made it to diamond level creative mode, you know, because, like, real life, I just don't have the time. Like, I don't. I really prefer to play creative, and maybe it would be better if I did, but I want to prove that I can do this, you know? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we'll go to the next landing and then call it a day. Yeah, I think so. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it was annoying when I had that one cave, but part of me really needs to like drop through a ceiling and find a cave, like, you know, a lush cave or something. Or a dripstone cave. Just be nice. I got this. I'll worry about you in a second. Stairs. Do the other rocks exist down here? Like, will I find diorite mixed in, or is it purely all just this deep slate stuff? Got all that sweet, 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 sweet lapis. Come on. Yes. Is my inventory full? What? Well, let's make a crafting table. Yay. Okay. Then we want a, oh, it's kind of perfect. Oh, I do want a furnace, but for right now, I don't want to die and lose them, you know? Yep. Yeah. Come on. Lapis. Lapis. And the gold. The gold. Oh wait. Gold level was around here, right? Well, not here, but like... It's always more encouraging when you find stuff. Okay, we definitely need, like, I'm gonna say gold helmet and leather boots. Okay, let's see. Let's just use up this pickaxe and then, Let's it already feels so much extra dark down here in comparison. Just with the darker blocks, you know. I want to build a castle. I don't know if I will build a castle, but I want to build a castle. Oh, you know what? I had a good project going on my other computer. I was working on something. I don't know if I can. I don't know how to move the old world into an old computer onto a different computer. So I'll have to ask my friend about that. But it was a pretty good build. It was like a little palisade facade into a cliff face. Like, it didn't have a bunch of, you know, it's not like Hermitcraft level of beautifulness or anything. It was just basic, but like, it was turning out pretty good for me, you know, so. And granted, I did make it in creative mode, but like, that was the point. I needed a feel for how a certain layout of something would be for a story I'm writing, so I did this cliffside palace thing to kind of understand what the structure would be, you know, and it's like, would they want to have it, and I've decided, like, that particular character, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, she's all about the appearance of looking good and all that stuff, like, rich and all that, so yeah, she'd totally go for having, like, a big old fake, you kidding me? Anyway, you know, she'd be totally one who goes, oh yeah, let's put up a fake, thing, and so I can appear to be so fabulously wealthy or whatever, right? But, anyway, so, but then it's like, would she choose to have deeper rooms, or how would the, rest of the palace look, you know? Which I got the facade down, and like the basic rooms, but like further in I didn't get done, and then I moved on to doing Minecraft on this computer, so you know. Oh my gosh, this is so encouraging. Being further down at any rate is always more encouraging than not, you know. I'm glad I got that passageway done today, though. Be a quick exit when I go exploring, you know, I can just go, oh, exit's here, and go explore. Oh, creepy noises. That means there's gotta be something close, right? What the heck? Oh, I keep that. So it looks like this one, the material that it switches out with is the tough. 2, 3. gold, glorious gold. You know, it's like the thing with the diamonds is once you have like the main gear, it's kind of no longer useful, you know, like you don't need them as much. But with the with iron, you always need iron. You need shears, you need buckets, you need iron golems, you need doors, you need what's it called, the droppers and all the redstone stuff. It's all iron. So I don't know, it's just frustrating. Which I kind of appreciate it, because then I don't have to mine and work so hard to get to the iron, you know, as I do the diamond. But especially once you have mending and I don't know, it's just a thought. Oh, I didn't do stairs on this one. Dang it. Okay. I need these stairs. Let's actually replace those stairs then. How embarrassing. Skipping stairs. These ones got covered. These ones did not. Which means this needs to go out one. Oh, one also torches. Short and tough and hard, and then you die. But I guess there's good moments too, so we'll see how it goes. Oh no, I broke my tough. My tough. Oh, I fixed it. We're good. Fixed it. I should probably text what's his face. I've been kind of talking to this one guy, right? But I don't know how I feel about him, you know? Like I don't hate him, but like, you know, he's just there. I can talk to him, I guess, you know, so, you know, maybe that's fine. That's about it. That's the whole story. Like, maybe it's just like, we'll be friends, and that's it, and that's okay. Like, honestly, you know, like, we've been kind of going out, though, is the thing, and I don't know, I don't want to be accused of leading somebody on when I'm just, like, trying to get to know them better so that I know if I like them or not, you know what I mean? that's the wrong spot. You know, I decided the superhero movie with all of the random commercial people. We also need to have the random talking babies, right? Like, there's a bunch of different ones where there's always a talking baby who's talking, you know? I'm just saying. They need to be included. And they think they're just being normal, but really, like, everyone freaks out just because they're like, ugh, and then they always win because everyone's freaked out. Side note, other idea, definitely like there's an evil villain who's like trying to take over the world, but she's also married to a stay-at-home dad. And he's just like, whatever I can do to support my sweetheart, like it would be cute. He doesn't know that she's evil or anything. He's just like, assumes she has a regular day job, but things get progressively like more and more like, oh, wait a second. You have the secret dungeon? And she comes up with some weird random excuse. It's like, oh, okay, seems legit, you know what I mean? Like, and then like, there's a reveal way later where it's like, oh, like, she can't deny it, she's evil, right? And it, like, he walks in and she's actively dangling the good guy above a thing of sharks or something, right? Or while they're in an active volcano base, which she was able to talk her way out of, but whatever. And then he's just like, are you, like, a bad guy? And she's just like, yeah, I was trying not to tell you. I didn't want to, like, hurt your feelings or anything. And then he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm a bad guy. And it turns out, like, he's been this recurring, like, minor villain in the background that, like, you know, easily gets defeated all the time, you know, but you never took him seriously and you find out, oh, what? That'd be funny. Anyway. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Yeah, I think it's over. I think I'm ready to be done. Off online. Maybe someday I'll actually just do a video instead of, with this one I specifically want to stream it, but like maybe someday I'll do a video where it's like a video that was actually like edited and everything. Just it seems so boring, you know. It's not even hard, it just seems, well, maybe it is hard, I don't know, but 2, 3. It just seems so like, ugh, I just don't want to deal with it, you know? Like mail. Mail sucks. Anyway. Alright. I'm trapped. I'm gonna call this good. How far down did I get? Yeah, next week it shouldn't be too difficult to get all the way down to diamonds. We'll see. I really need to explore that noise in the future. Alright, well, I guess you'll just have to trust me, and I'm not going to the surface. This has been words. Will. Give me a second. No, that was the wrong button. This is the one I want. Backwards. Yes. Will I ever reach the diamond level? Will it ever be possible? Will I reach the bottom of the world at some point? Someday, will I be done mining? All questions that I wish I knew the answer to. Please join me next time at Max Tries Minecraft. Or, don't. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the future. And now you're going to have to just bear with me while I log out poorly, because that's what I do. It's just how it goes. Yes. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. I need to give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second.